Testing, testing.
Hello, hello.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening, football fans. You've tuned in to the Portage Central YouTube channel powered by PCTV. Today, the 2-2 Portage Central Mustangs will take on the 3-1 St. Joe Bears on the beautiful McCamley Field. I'm Karsten Cooper with my partner, Owen Musialczyk, and we'll be calling the thrilling action this evening. Before we start, Owen, give us a rundown.
Both teams come into this game on win streaks and will be looking to extend them. Portage Central played its very first away game last week and is riding momentum after beating conference rival Matawan 23-14. St. Joe dominated Lakeview in a 35-14 match that saw star running back Trey McGinnis rush for 209 yards. An added factor is that St. Joe is looking for revenge after the Mustangs came back from a 22-0 deficit to beat them Bears in overtime last year. St. Joe is looking for retaliation. We are in it for a good one today.
That is true, and we have kicked off here at McCamley Field. And Tomas Layden will break a couple of tackles. He'll fall forward to about the 28-yard line, and Portage Central will have decent field position to start the game. Yeah, as Owen said, both teams riding momentum. Portage Central, after an 0-2 start, has come back these last 2 weeks against Lakeview and Matawan, 2-2. And then St. Joe, they lost week 1, but they have a 3-game winning streak and are 3-1. So both teams playing their best football right now. It's going to be a great game. Freshman, sophomore quarterback Peyton Porter under center. Going to take the snap, pitch to Tomas Lane out on the left side. He's going to get tackled. Maybe he gets the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss. It will be a loss of 1, so Portage Central starts off with a loss of 1. Good play by the St. Joe defense. And it will be 2nd and 11 here. Tyler Lynch in motion. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. It's going to be a solid gain. Andrew Dingus on the carry. That's going to get them to about the 37, 36.
Andrew Dingus on the carry. Tackled by number 5, Caleb Gary.
Caleb.
10. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
So it's going to be 3rd and 1, 37-yard line. Caleb Gary with the tackle. 3 men in the backfield. Peyton Porter under center. It's going to be a handoff to Tomas Lane. He's got room. Sideline. Tomas Lane. And he's going to get tripped up at the 30. Looked like he had a whole lane there, but he is out of bounds at the 30. Great explosive play by Tomas Lane. What do you think of that one, Owen?
I think it was great to keep handing the ball off to Tomas, even though he lost a couple yards the first play. I think they just got to keep handing it off to him, knowing that he can take the ball and carry them to this victory.
For sure. Last home game for the Mustangs. Tomas Lane put the team on his back in the second half. 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions. Great game. 1 man in the backfield. Peyton Porter hands it off. Dingus going to get a solid gain. That's something you're going to see out of Portage Central tonight. The triple option, one of their most ran plays. Peyton Porter, keeper, pitch outside to Tomas Lane, or the Andrew Dingus carry up the inside. They're going to love to run the ball. That's what they do all season. Passing attempts are very few. You can usually count them on one hand. So it's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Mustangs on the St. Joe 27. Porter takes the snap, and it's going to be an Andrew Dingus carry, and he's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Portage Central, and Andrew Dingus, number 20, puts the Mustangs on the board. What'd you think of that play?
I think it was great. Like I said before, they rely on the run game a lot, and with these strong running backs, I think they just got to keep pushing it. And they may not get big gains every time, but slow gains, run out that clock, and I think we'll be good.
Yeah, for Portage Central to win, they're definitely going to want to grind it out against this high-powered St. Joe offense. So playing the game at your pace is important. The kick by Andrew Palmer is the John Myers, actually, the PAT is missed. So it will be a 6-0 lead for the Mustangs. And that is not something you want early. Easy. Those mistakes like that can really haunt you down the line. Sean Myers missed the kick, but here's the kickoff. And it's going to be a bullet. Going to be able to return it. Number 7, Hudson Lange. Tried to find a lane up the middle, but he's going to go down on about the 26-yard line. Senior. Oh. So it's actually Trey McGinnis on the carry. Peyton Ruthin with the tackle. 1st and 10 for St. Joe. We'll see what they won. They scored 35 points last week, so definitely a great offense. See what they can do on 1st down. Going to have a 4-receiver set. Going to be a quick screen to number 7. And he got rocked. Hudson Lange gets rocked by the Portage Central defense. No yards to gain there.
St. Joe pass from Matthew Lanier is complete to Hudson Lang. Tackled for a loss by Peyton
Peyton Ruthven coming up big for the stop.
Second down and
It's going to be 2nd and 13. Going to take the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, but he's not going to get much. Portage Central does a good job of wrapping up. And they're going to be looking at a tough 3rd down here early. Quarterback Matthew Lanier didn't have the wheels on him to make that play. And Portage Central comes up with a good tackle. So it's going to be 3rd and 10. Let's see what the Bears can cook up. 2 men backfield. McGinnis in motion. It's going to be a pitch to Jerron Brown. He's got room, and he's going to get the first down and some. Be tackled at about the 44-yard line, and that's what you need on 4th down or 3rd down.
Jerron Brown on the carry. Picks up a St.
That'll be Jerron Brown's first carry of the game.
Tackled by number 7, Josh Coleman.
And Josh Coleman with the tackle.
43.
But it'll be first down for the Bears. Handoff. Not going to get much, but there is a flag on the play.
Brown on the carry. Tackled by a host of Mustangs.
Jerron Brown
Penalty
with the
flag.
carry. It's going to be a sideline warning for Portage Central early.
That looked like defense coach Haas out there kind of stepping out on the field, getting mad after that first 4th down conversion.
Yeah, not happy with that. Giving up those yards on a tough 3rd down. But so it's going to be 2nd and 8. And it's going to be a fumble. Ball is out. We'll see who gets it. It's going to be
St. Joseph fumble recovered by number 68, Luke Bennett for the Bears.
Looks like the Bears will recover it. Newt Bennett, good job recovering it. But it's going to be another tough 3rd down for the Bears. We'll see what they have here. Lanier under center. Quick snap. And second wind might have gotten that first down, at least close. Jerron Brown.
Tackled by
Schnerstein with the tackle. It's going to be 4th and 1. Looked like the play was dead, but he pushed forward. It's be a handoff to Trey McGinnis. He's got room, powers through, but there is a flag on the play.
Trey McGinnis picks up the first down. There is a penalty flag on the field.
Trey McGinnis, great player for the Bears. Definitely their key X factor. 206 yards. It's going to be an illegal formation for St. Joe. So that's going to push him back on this 4th down. And an illegal formation is not going to be a flag you see a lot of. So the first down is called off. It's going to be 4th and 6. St. Joe's still going to decide to go for it.
I think if you're Portage Central here, you're going to have to expect the run just with how strong like Trey McGinnis is. I think you just have to expect that run coming and cover that.
But it is going to be a pass. And he's going to get sacked immediately. Tomas Lane comes up with the interception. Quarterback Matthew Lanier was pressured immediately, almost went down, but throws a prayer, and it is intercepted by Tomas Lane. So early, Tomas Lane making St. Joe pay on both sides of the ball.
I love how Portage Central and Tomas Lane stayed positive through that whole drive after that huge fourth down conversion by St. Joe, and they just kept playing their defense and trusted the process.
Yeah, I mean, the key factor there was that flag just ruined the whole drive. It's going to be a handoff. Dingus, but he is met immediately. Hit pretty hard, too.
Andrew Dinges, the ball carrier. Tackled by number 22, Elijah Turner.
Elijah Turner with the tackle, and it's going to be a 2nd and 10, no gain on the play.
Down at 10.
Dingus in the backfield. Lane in motion. Going to be a handoff to Dingus up the middle. That's going to be a solid run, but they will force 3rd down. Dingus going to get to make it about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
On the carry.
Yes, actually 6 yard gain. So Portage Central will face a 3rd down in St. Joe's territory once again. I think with how this game might play out, Portage Central is going to want to go for this. Porter, Lane in motion. Tries to catch St. Joe, offsides. Yeah, Lane gonna get the pitch. He's got room. He is gonna gain about a 2, but it's gonna force a 4th down, and we'll see what Portage Central decides to do here. Tomas Lane, he has the speed, just didn't have the blocks coming off the left side. So it's gonna be 4th and 2. Portage Central will stay on the field. They're going for it. If you're St. Joe, you're expecting a run for sure.
You're definitely expecting it to go to either number 23, Tomas Lane, or 20, Andrew Dinges. They're definitely a big factor in the run game.
Ref's going to wave off the... And Portage Central's going to call their first timeout. Didn't like what they were seeing. They're going to call their first timeout. We'll be back in a few. So we're back after the Portage Central timeout. Crucial 4th and 2. This could be a very important down later in the game. 3 men in the backfield. Porter gonna take the snap. It's gonna be a handoff to Tomas Lane. Can he power through? No. St. Joe comes up with the big stop.
That was a great defensive play by St. Joe. Multiple guys meeting Tomas Lane at the line. We're not letting him get through that time.
Yeah, Jerron Brown with the tackle. That's going to give St. Joe the ball back. You knew where that ball was going, Tomas Lane. The question was, could you stop him? And they did. Portage Central unable to convert. St. Joe back on the field. Quarterback Matthew Lanier through the interception last drive. See if he gets better luck. Very big backfield for St. Joe. He's going to keep it. And he's going to be sacked. Portage Central comes up big. Looked like Lanier had the option to McGinnis, just didn't decide to take it, and he gets sacked.
No gain, it'll be 2nd down and 10.
I love the confidence I'm seeing in Portage Central tonight. coming back on the field after that 4th down turnover with just as much power as before.
Lanier, he throws the ball, but it's going to be going way over the intended receiver. Robert Nate was the intended receiver, but nowhere near him. He was pressured immediately once again, and that's going to be 3rd down now.
It'll be 3rd down at 10.
And aside from that 4th down conversion, this St. Joe offense has gone nowhere. Third down, Lanier. He's got time, going to make the throw, and it is going to be complete to Nate. First completion of the game. That's going to move the chains.
Pass is complete. Number 10, Robert Nate. To the Mustangs.
St. Joe is a team that's not going to be afraid to throw the ball,
For a St. Joe first
and it hasn't worked so far, but it just worked then. 3rd and long. They convert, but it's going to be a handoff, and I believe it was Jerron Brown in the carry,
Brown, the ball carrier.
but we have a man down, so we'll be back in a minute.
Timeout for injury.
Portage Central facing a 2nd and 9. Thomas Moore Jr. in the game. Gonna be a first snaps tonight. Single man backfield, it'll be him. McGinnis. He's gonna be taken down immediately.
Trey McGinnis on the carry. Tackled by
And
Sean.
McGinnis, not much going. Gonna, for the once again, force a 3rd and long. Let's see if Portage Central can come up with a stop. Feels like St. Joe has gotten to 3rd down every single 3rd and long, every single set of downs here. Haven't been able to stop him so far. Karsten Schneerstein, the safety. McGinnis in motion. Going to be a handoff. And he will get that first down. Thomas Moore Jr. with the carry. And he will easily get the first down.
Thomas Moore on the
And
carry.
that's just the issue for Portage Central here, shaping up
Picks
early.
a St. Joe first
They get
down.
them to 3rd down, 4th down, but they just got to
10 St.
lock in on those plays. Quick snap. And it's going to be a good gain. Good first down running the ball. Thomas Moore Jr.
On the carry. Tackled by Alex Tanzi.
St. Joe's offense right now is doing a great job of playing at their own pace. And as you've seen, they've had those quick snaps to try to catch Portage Central off guard. But they've also been kind of taking their time and running the last minute off the clock in this first quarter.
McGinnis in motion. Going to be a quarterback keeper. He tries to truck forward, but he's met pretty good. Karsten Steen with the tackle. And for this St. Joe team,
Matthew Lanier, ball carrier.
lead running back Jerron Brown went down with an injury. But next man up, Thomas Moore Jr. And so far, he's looked pretty good. Getting first down, good gains. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Handoff. His quarterback keeper once again faked me out. Thought it was the handoff to McGinnis, but Matthew Lanier keeps it, and he's going to move him once again.
Matthew Lanier on the carry. Stop
Matthew doing a great job after throwing that interception, keeping the ball and staying confident with his running game. Obviously, being a tall man, he got long legs where he can run pretty fast, and I think he's doing a great job of that.
For sure. Lanier. Going to keep the ball again. This time not as successful. He'll go down. I mean, yeah, about Lanier, on the interception, it was either he gets sacked or he throws the interception. And actually, throwing the interception gave Portage Central worse field position. So I guess in the end, he kind of made the right play. But with that, that will be the end of the first quarter here. And what do you think has been two key factors that are for both teams?
I think for Portage Central, a big key factor is just staying positive on defense. After those big third down conversions, you can't keep your head down. You got to just go on to the next play, especially with how quick St. Joe has been snapping the ball. And if you're St. Joe, I think you have to rely on your pass game and your QB running a little bit more because obviously, as we've seen, the QB can run. And I think you just got to rely on him and have him stay confident and keep his head in the game.
We'll be back in a few. Second and 11 inside the red zone. Low snap, handoff, and he's going to get met immediately. That's going to look like another gain, or loss. And Jerron Brown back on the field. Not the results he wanted there. Daniel Calhoun with the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and 11 once again.
3rd down and 11.
Thomas Moore in the game. Trey McGinnis lined up as a receiver. He's going to go. Lanier met immediately. He's looking to make a play, but he is sacked. And once again, the Portage Central D-line does a great job of pressuring the quarterback and brings him down. Andrew Dinges sacks him. And they will kick the field goal.
I think by St. Joe, that's a smart choice. With the Mustangs missing the field goal to make it 6-0, I think if he hits this, it will make it a one-possession game, and I think that's a smart choice by St. Joe.
Max Taylor. The kick is up. And it is good. 43 yards. And, in general, high school football, you don't see them kick the field goal very often. But to drill a 43-yarder, got to feel good about that.
That was a monster kick to start the second quarter.
Yeah. We do have a man down, so we will be back. 10:40 remaining in the second quarter. Portage Central beating the Bears right now, 6-3, and they will be receiving. Lynch Lane back to receive the kick. And Lynch opted to take it, just going to roll back, be a touchback. Got a bad roll, didn't like what he was looking at, so he just decides for the touchback. And so Portage Central will start with the ball on the 20-yard line.
That was a smart idea by Tyler Lynch, in my opinion. I think the roll, it was rough, and as soon as he decided he wanted to pick it up and run, I think there's enough St. Joe players there to meet him, and it would have ended up in losing yards.
Yeah. Just lucky it didn't stop. Dingus backfield, Peyton Porter. Nick Green, but it's going to be handoff to Dingus, and it's going to be about a yard gain, not much.
Andrew Dingus on the carry. Tackled by number 8, Dylan Stevens.
Tomas Lane is on the sideline right now. I think if you're St. Joe, you should take that
Yeah,
as
you're
advantage.
going to be happy to see that. Same formation. One receiver outright. Nick Green. But still be a handoff to Dingus, and once again, same result, met immediately, maybe even a loss. And it's going to be a long third down.
On the carry, tackled by number 55, Gerald Capaccio.
Tackle by number 55, Gerald Capaccio.
Off the run will be 3rd down and 9.
3rd and 9 for the Mustangs. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if they throw here. It would make sense, but
If you're Coach Enders here, you're going to have to, I think you're going to have to throw. After 3 runs not working for you, you either throw or bring Tomas Lane out back on the field and give him the ball and let him do what he does best.
yeah, he decides to think it over, takes the timeout. And for a normal team, you think this is a throw no matter what. But it doesn't matter what situation Portage Central's in. They do not care. They want to run that ball. Most games you can count on one hand how many times they'll be throwing. So I'm definitely interested in the play call.
With the 3rd and long, you'd have to think Coach Enders is really thinking right now. There's not much he's going to lose with the throw.
Yeah, definitely not 4th down territory. You're deep in your own territory.
Maybe a couple yards if they go to 4th down off the punt, but I'd be going for a throw here.
Yeah, no way you can run it. Tomas Lane is in the game. Karsten Schnurstein. It will be a quarterback keeper. They did run it, and it did not go anywhere. Forced a punt. St. Joe on all over the Mustangs that drive.
Tackled by number 22,
Elijah Turner gets the tackle.
and 8.
So on 4th and 8, Alex Tangeman will be back to punt. High snap, but he does get it off, but it's not going to be the result you want. It's going to land at about exactly the 50. And yeah, pressured immediately, barely got the snap off.
Alex Tangeman's punt was out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 50.
It'll be 1st and 10, St. Joe.
1st and 10. Handoff to Jerron Brown. He's got room. He'll come out at about the 20. And that is a great gain for the Bears. And already pushing the red zone.
That's a huge gain coming off of the bench with him leaving earlier with, it looks like an injury, but it looks like he's doing good now.
Yeah, not feeling anything from there. Daniel Calhoun does get the tackle, but he's going to get the carry again, but not the same results. But that is not what you want from Portage Central, immediately letting up that big play. Second and 8. Surprised they haven't gotten running back Trey McGinnis more involved. He's been lining up a receiver a lot tonight. Heavy in the game plan last week. Just hasn't had many touches today. Takes the snap. Gonna be a screen, but the pass is way not a lot of juice on there, and it barely reaches Jordan Bell.
Lanier's pass is complete to number 3, Jordan Bell.
Yeah, definitely not how you run the screen route or run the screen, because you're running the screen, you have to whip that thing to the receiver, and you can't just lob it.
From what I saw, everything in that play went right except the throw. He was open. He had some room. It was a one-on-one play. After he caught it, he could have shaked the defender, and he's in the touchdown, but just not a good throw.
Jerron Brown going to get the carry again. It'll be 4th down. Andrew Dinges gets the tackle. So we'll be 4th down. We'll see if the Bears opt to go for it or just take the tie. 4th and 4. They want this score. They are going to go for it. Tries to catch the defense off guard. McGinnis in motion. And looks like it's going to be a false start on the offense, and that'll push them back. And they just are going to decide to kick it now.
That isn't awful for St. Joe. If they hit this kick, it will tie the game, and they are also coming out of half with the ball. So I think if they hit this deep kick like he did earlier, goes into half with it tied, I think that'll be nice for St. Joe.
This is going to be a really deep kick. But it is up. Has the juice. And it is good. Absolutely drilled.
Another great kick by St. Joe.
Max Taylor, 39 yards. So that will tie the game. 2 field goals. Mustangs scored that 1 touchdown but missed the PAT. And if you're Portage Central, your offense has not really gone anywhere since that first drive. You're looking for something for sure.
I think also while you're looking for something, I think you should also think about the clock and keep that on your mind. Coach Enders, knowing St. Joe's going to come out of half with the ball, I think you got to run this clock out and not let St. Joe touch the ball again before half.
Yeah, I mean, Portage Central great at running down the clock. So I feel like successful drive, you really do run down almost the whole clock. You just don't want to give St. Joe 2 shots at it in a row. Kick. It's going to be Tyler Lynch will return it. He's got room to the 40. He'll go out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. And what a return, because when he caught it, it looked like there was nothing there. Deep on the sideline, but he had a great run.
That was a very heads-up play by Tyler Lynch. From here, it looked like he had nowhere to go, but
yeah, makes something out of nothing.
Great way of finding the holes.
Tomas Lane in the game. Dinges in the backfield. Peyton Porter. And we'll see if Portage Central has anything this drive. Peyton Porter drops back to pass. He's going to throw it over to Tomas Lane, and that's going to be caught. And that'll push the Mustangs past the 50, past the 45. And throws the whole St. Joe offense off guard, or defense off guard. First throw of the game for Peyton Porter. Complete.
It was a great call by Portage Central play coaching, and I think Peyton delivered that ball perfectly.
Yes, just sailed right over the head of the defender. Got to Tomas Lane.
Hopefully it'll give Coach Ender the idea that this man can throw.
Yeah.
Let him throw it. Put it in the air.
Hand off up the middle. Dingus going to get a couple yards.
Especially with these these last few possessions, with how St. Joe's been stopping that run game. Every time we run it, they just are there. I think we should put it in the air more.
Yeah, Portage Central has not really given Tomas Lane that many looks tonight either. I mean, obviously he just had the reception, but he hasn't been able to run the ball that much. Dingus going to get the carry again. Oh, Peyton Porter keeps it, and he finds a lane. Going to get past the 40.
I think what you're saying, like about Tomas not getting the ball much. It is interesting that both star players for both teams, Trey McGinnis and Tomas Lane, big runners, big X factors, aren't getting the ball much tonight. And I wonder just what's going through the coach's minds to do that.
I mean, you saw this the last home game. Tomas Lane didn't get the ball much in the first half. Started giving it to him in the second. He single-handedly won that game. And pitch to Tomas Lane. Does he have anything? Not going to get there. Does get out of bounds. Going to be a fourth down. You're just talking about it. They did give the carry to Tomas, but just not successful. I didn't mean to say single-handedly won them that game. Peyton Porter did have like a 50-something yard run, which was really impressive, but Tomas Lane had all the scores. 4th and 4. Central going for it. On the 38 of St. Joe. Peyton Porter. He takes the snap, but refs call it off. And that'll be a Portage Central timeout. That's a 3rd and final timeout. Didn't like what they were seeing. Big play. We'll see what they have after the break. Portage Central, 4th and 4 on the St. Joe 38. 4:24 remaining in the second quarter. Big play. Here we go. Gabe Johnson out left. Peyton Porter takes the snap, looking to throw. Throws it up, but it is thrown over Gavin Gruder, and it'll be a turnover on downs for Portage Central.
It was a great look. It would have been there. It was just a little bit forward. It was a little bit ahead of him, but in Peyton's defense, he was getting rushed by a couple of huge guys. And
Yeah, pressured immediately.
But other than that,
I mean, Gavin Gruder was covered too.
yeah. I mean, other than that, I see no reason why Coach Enders should be thinking right now not to throw the ball more tonight.
I think that's a situation where if you're Portage Central, you are comfortable with running the ball. Which I mean, good play calling, throwing the defense off guard today, but didn't work that time. Gonna take the snap. Get out of bounds. Trey McGinnis with the carry, one of his first carries tonight. And he's going to get a solid gain, gets out of bounds.
Trey McGinnis on the carry. At the 42-yard line.
2nd and 6 on the 42-yard line. Takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. And he's going to be brought down. Jerron Brown gets the carry.
Tackled by number 45, Bradshaw Ullman.
Bradshaw Ullman gets the tackle, so it's going to be 3rd and 6. No gain on the play.
Gain, third down.
I mean, Portage Central gets a stop here. They can get the ball one more time before the quarter expires. Here we go. Lanier takes the snap, rolls out right, throws it up. Going to be a deep pass. It's going to be, oh, wow. Robert Nate looked like he was able to going to try to make a play on there. Looked like he almost had it, but he does not come down with it. Karsten Schnurstein does a great job knocking it out of his hands, and that's going to force a fourth down. And Portage Central will get the ball one more time. Yeah, I mean, looked like Robert Nate had it, but Karsten Schnurstein, great second effort to force the incompletion.
I mean, Jackson Lane there, he had tons of time to throw that ball. And I think it was greatly placed. It was just good defense. And
the punt is up. It went straight up, but there's a flag.
penalty on St. Joe there. It's going to move him back. 4th and 11.
Still going to punt it, of course. Tyler Lynch back to return. Punt looks better this time. They're just gonna let it bounce. It's gonna get to about the 18. Not a great.
It looks like number 15, Whoa. Brody Dunham, hit the ball with his ankle there.
And now it's gonna all of a sudden St. Joe ball deep in the Portage Central territory. Wow, I thought Portage Central had it, but easy mistake.
That was a very smart play by St. Joe there. 3 minutes left on the clock. Great field position in the red zone. They have much potential here to do something before half.
Wow, I can't get over that mistake. Lanier. Handoff to Brown. Not much going. Daniel Calhoun with the tackle. 2nd and 9.
No gain. 2nd down and 10.
Lanier. Hand off to Brown again. This one a little more successful, but it will force a 3rd down.
Brown on the carry. Tackled by number 45,
Bradshaw Ullman gets the tackle. 3rd and 7. Be interesting to see what the Bears are going to do. Thomas Moore in the game. Jerron Brown out at receiver. Thomas Moore, the running back. And he's going to drop back to pass. Pressured. It's going to be deflected up in the air. And that is a great job.
Lanier's pass is knocked down by number 10,
Alex Tangeman uses his height to deflect that pass. 4th and 7. They're going to kick it for the 3rd time tonight.
That was a good heads-up play by Alex, going for the ball instead of just keeping his head down and trying to hit the quarterback.
Yeah, Lanier did a good job of navigating the pocket, but just couldn't get the throw over Alex Tangeman. This will be his shortest kick of the night. But the kick is up, and that is going to be to the right, and that'll be an incompletion. Incomplete. So, Mustang ball, 1:42 to go. St. Joe's will kick off here. Mustangs, or the turnover on downs. Mustangs will have decent field position. They'll be on the 20. 1:42. You got to make no timeouts. You got to throw the ball. You need big strikes here.
You have to.
I don't see a situation in. I just don't see a situation where you can run the ball that many times.
I think at this point, you really just need to do anything besides throw an interception to give St. Joe another chance to score.
Yeah.
Keep it out of their hands.
But it will be a handoff. Maybe Portage Central just looking to run out the clock going to halftime. St. Joe going to take a timeout. Not sure what St. Joe's doing here, but maybe St. Joe wants the ball back. Maybe they're confident they can stop this Mustang offense. They want the ball back.
They've done it on all drives except the first one, so
Yeah.
let's see if they do it again.
Yeah, Mustangs haven't showed much life since that first drive.
Knowing Portage Central in their run game, St. Joe's probably going into this thinking it's going to be 3 runs, and if they can shut them out, keep the ball close to their end zone,
Yeah,
maybe they can get a score out of it.
They still had all their timeouts. Second and 10. 1:36 in the half. On the 20. 3-men backfield. Porter under center. Takes the snap. Going to be a handoff up the middle. And he's going to be met. Tomas Lane, not much going there. Yep. Timeout St. Joe. They want the ball back. Basically all Portage Central needs to do here just to prevent St. Joe from getting the ball back, they got to get a first down. Which, you never know the play call.
Either way, they need the first.
Yeah.
3rd and 7, big 3rd down. They need to just convert.
Yeah, which is what I respect about the Portage Central offensive play calling. They're in situations where you think it's obvious pass, they might run it, and then situations you're like, oh, they're gonna obviously run. They're gonna want to run this. All of a sudden, throw you off guard. They're throwing. So I think that is the upside of their play calling. But right here, you gotta get something going.
I think they just need to trust Peyton Porter more. He may be young. He may
But
not have the height
they got to give him the option to grow somehow.
that Matthew Lehner has, but exactly, just like you said. And from what I've seen, he can throw the ball.
Yeah. Overall, it's a pretty young team for the Mustangs. They lost like a bunch of seniors last year who were really key players. Lost starting quarterbacks, starting running backs. Just lost depth all over. So Peyton Porter, first-year starter, just got to give him opportunities.
And you got to give him those reps in game. I know he may get tons of reps in practice of throwing, but nothing recreates like the same as a game. And
Yeah. But nevertheless, Portage Central does decide to run it. Be a 4th down. Dingus didn't get the first down. So St. Joe uses their last timeout. Portage Central, they're going to punt. And looks like they're going to give St. Joe the ball. 1:27 on the clock. See if St. Joe can make some big plays. Hudson Lange back to return the kick. Tangeman punting, Alex Tangeman. The punt is up. It's going to be a low punt. Going to be a bad bounce. It's going to get to about the 38-yard line. Nick Green touches it. So 1:18 on the clock. St. Joe ball on their own 38. Going to take some big plays. But we've seen St. Joe be able to make big plays tonight. Not afraid to throw the ball. I mean, they've seen kicker. He missed the last one, but he drilled two other longer ones this game already. So he has the power.
Yeah, those were some deep kicks.
Yeah, he actually missed the closest one. So
If I was St. Joe here, I'd be excited. Try to get a good 30, 40 yards and give it to my kicker.
But they run the ball. You're going to have to hurry it up. About to tick under a minute. Yeah, less than a minute now. 2nd and 9. Another run. Maybe St. Joe is just looking to run out the clock. I guess this is what I don't understand. You use those timeouts. You wanted the ball back. But then you get the ball back and you're not even looking to. Oh, no. Now Lanier looks to throw. It's going to be incomplete. Tomas Lane able to recover. And although Tomas hasn't been the best on offense this game, he hasn't gotten a lot of yards. He has been locked down on defense for sure. Interception, deflections. So now all of a sudden Portage Central will have the ball. 29 seconds on the clock. Likely just going to run it out. Good punt. Going far. It's going to go. Great bounce. Pins the Mustangs on the 6-yard line. And that might be one of the best punts I've ever seen.
St. Joseph's punt is down at the 6-yard line. First and 10.
Has great distance. Gets a great bounce. Yeah, perfect punt.
At first, it looked like it was going to roll out of bounds, but it took a nice bounce
Yeah.
right there onto the 11-yard line.
Portage Central just got to, just get forward progress. You can't take a safety for sure. But one play is all it's going to need.
59-yard punt.
Neal from Peyton Porter. That will run out the clock here in this first half. And the Mustangs are the Portage Central Mustangs tied with the St. Joseph Bears 6-6 going into the second half. And it's going to be a great one. We'll see you after the break.
under the direction of Brian Van Toll, Renee Flynn, and Allison Patrick, we are proud to present your Portage Central High School Marching Band. The band will be performing their 2022 show entitled Changes. Tonight, they will perform Turn the Page by Bob Seger, Changes by David Bowie, When September Ends by Green Day, and Turn, Turn, Turn by the Byrds. Drum majors, Madeline Weiss, Vincent Bradshaw, and Gretchen Naniga. Is the band ready? Band, the stadium is yours for performance. grades 10 through 12 with select freshmen. The total program enrolls 230 students, including a non-marching seminar class and a PC winds and percussion ensemble. The program has over 475 students in band between Central Middle School and Central High School. Your Portage Central High School Marching Band!
Halftime is over. Football is back. Portage Central kicks off to St. Joe. St. Joe going to return it. Going to get to around the 25, 24 before he's taken down. But after the half, we are 6-6 here. Teams tied. St. Joe starts with the ball, obviously. And Owen, going into the second half, what do you think are what both teams need to focus on?
Well, for St. Joe, they need to give the ball to Trey McGinnis, number 2. As you saw on that punt return, he caught the ball deep in his own territory, and he showed that speed out there, and he carried the ball out. I think they need to give it to his hands more, especially with the game he had last week. He is hot, and I think he has good confidence right now. And for Portage Central, I think they just need to change some things around on offense, start throwing in those plays that are going to catch St. Joe off guard like they did in the first quarter, and just try to move the ball upfield.
Yeah. Just gave Trey McGinnis the ball, but not much there. So it's going to be second down. Quarterback Lanier going to keep the ball, but once again, not going to get much.
Matthew Lanier, the ball carrier, tackled by number 20.
Andrew Dingus gets the tackle on Lanier.
Gain of 2, it'll be 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6. So already 3rd down for St. Joe. We saw this a lot in the first half. Long downs. They're getting to 3rd down almost every single set. McGinnis at receiver. Takes the snap. It's going to be a screen. Can he get the first down? He will get there. Jerron Brown looks like good physical amount of running. Tough running, able to get that first down there.
That was a good pass.
Yeah, I mean we saw the screen not work in the first half. Not enough juice on it, but that's perfect screen.
Good pass, good block, good run.
Yeah. Lanier is the snap, but not much. Portage Central's run defense has been on the money today.
Trey McGinnis, the ball carrier.
I mean, this is definitely not what St. Joe expected. They expected to go into this game. They wanted to score. They let high-scoring team. But Portage Central's defense has been locked down really these past 3 games. So, tough team in Portage Central. Unwilling to give any yards up.
I think after that rough loss against Forest Hill Central, Central really took that into consideration and took it to heart, especially losing that bad at home.
Yeah,
and they upgraded their defense, and they're here to play now.
Yeah, 42-0, ranked team in Michigan. I mean, you might not expect to win that game, but you definitely want to at least score. But I think the 0-2 start really fueled the Mustangs to be able to turn the season around, because they're undefeated in league play right now.
I think it sucked being in that moment for all fans and players, but with how young this team is, I think it really taught them something. It's going to help them in the long run.
Yeah, and definitely you don't want to lose those games, but you can't just put your head down. You gotta work to get better. You want to prove yourself, stuff like that. So I think that's what's been very important for Central.
And especially knowing that 0-2, I mean, there's no wins there, but it's not a terrible record. If they win tonight, they're already back to a winning record and back on the right track. So,
I mean, they played two very tough teams as well. So, anyways, it's gonna be 4th down for the Bears. 4th and 3. They decide to go for it. McGinnis in motion, quarterback keeper, pitch to McGinnis, but he is wrapped up. Portage Central on 4th down. Big tackle for loss. They will have great field position to start their drive.
huge stop by Peyton and Danny. I think they're a secret duo that isn't talked much about on defense, but tonight they've both made many huge plays for Port Central defense.
I mean, yeah, across the board, Peyton Ruthven, Tomas Lane, Danny Calhoun, Bradshaw, Ullman, Alex Tangerman, just all over. They're making plays, forced incompletions, tackles for losses. And I think their defense is really what's kept them in the game, because their offense has not been great since that first drive. But the Mustangs will start on the 37. And Peyton Porter. It's going to be a flea flicker. Peyton Porter shakes off a defender, but this did not work. Little bit trick play. The handoff to the running back. Running back pitches it back to Peyton Porter, looks to pass, but the St. Joe defense was all over that one. And it's going to be a big loss for the Mustangs. Now, I think when we talked about throwing the ball, I don't think we talked about that. I think there's definitely ways to throw the ball that doesn't involve those kind of plays.
And yeah, that's a hard type of play. I mean, after that pitch, he was already 10 yards back from the line of scrimmage, so it's tough to make up those yards on top of extra yards. So I just think that was a rough play.
The handoff to Tomas Lane goes nowhere, and what was very promising field position is now looking bad for the Mustangs. 3rd down and 22. They're going to have to throw. I mean, maybe you run it just because you don't want an incompletion, but you're a turnover. But Peyton Porter keeps the ball. Looked like he was going to be quarterback keeper, and just another yard lost. Probably going to end up being 4th and 23. And I think that really is a worst-case scenario drive. Just no positive yards that whole set.
I'd agree with you, Karsten. I mean, they started close enough where if they just ran a couple runs, 4th and 3, kick a nice field goal, go up by 3, but now they're forced to punt.
Punt by Alex Tangeman. Going to drop to about the 15. He makes a defender miss. Off the backer, Hudson Lange. Had a good gain, but there is a flag on the play.
Hudson Lang tackled by Alex Tangeman and Peyton Ruthven. There is a penalty flag.
Tangeman and Ruthven with the tackle.
Great hustle by Tangi, kicking the ball and then getting there for the tackle.
Waiting to see what the call is.
Got personal foul, blindside block on the return team.
Wow. So, personal foul on the return team.
Half the distance to the goal.
They call it a blindside block on the return team. Half the distance to the goal, so a big flag. And personal fouls are just, they're the flags you really can't have because they will kill a drive instantly.
Penalty moves the ball back to the 13-yard line.
So, St. Joe Bears start on their own 13-yard line. Going to need to put together a great drive. Pitch to Jerron Brown. He's got blockers. Solid gain on 1st down.
Jerron Brown gaining many good yards, just averaging many good yards on these runs. He's looking good after getting up slow in the 1st quarter. Looks like he's back to healthy.
2nd and 5. It's going to be another handoff, but this time the handoff to Trey McGinnis was not clean. It just wasn't clean, so Mustangs were able to get to the ball pretty quickly. No gain. 3rd and 5. See if they're able to convert on this 3rd down. Drops back to pass. Sails it over. And it just goes over his head. Matthew Lanier had the pass with not much juice on it. Number 4, Tyler Lynch, played it perfectly. And that will be a 3 and out for the Bears.
Great defense by Tyler, being there enough to make it incomplete pass, but not drawing the flag.
Yeah. Portage Central's defense is, I mean, both teams, these defense have really just been on the money. If you love defensive football, it's been a great game for you. But the offenses have not.
They've just been struggling to get something started.
Oh, the punt is blocked. And that'll go out at about the 30. The 30. So once again, Mustangs, great field position to start. Either the punt was blocked or the punt was just really off, went straight up.
It looked like Alex Tangerman actually got there.
Yeah.
Another great hustle play on the other side of the ball this time. Instead of punting, being there to block the punt.
30-yard line. First and 10, Mustangs.
Mustangs, once again, great field position on the 30. You got to capitalize now. You can't have two drives to field position and have nothing, no points. Hand off to Dingus. It's going to be a gain of
Andrew
about
Dingus
2.
On the carry. Tackled by 99, Julius Davis. Gain of 1.
I think
Gain of 1.
Portage Central really got a second chance here with another great field position.
Yeah.
After that rough flea flicker and a couple rough plays, I think the offense should take this as a chance to score and get redemption for the first chance they lost.
The St. Joe defense has been all over the run game for Central. Schneerstein in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Tomas Lane. And, I mean, he was met pretty far in the backfield, but he falls forward, and now there's a flag on the play.
Tomas Lane.
Likely on the
Ball carrier.
defense,
Number 5, Caleb Gary. There is a penalty flag on the field.
possibly a personal foul. Tomas Lane came out of that pile with his helmet off.
When your coach enters here, you have to think to start throwing it.
We got a dead ball. Personal foul. Number 12 on the defense.
Yep, number 12, Cole Lakin, is a personal foul. Definitely something on Tomas Lane. Tomas Lane came out of that huddle. Helmet off. High school protocol. Helmet off. You got to come out for a little bit. So,
Especially Tomas tonight hasn't been able to get much yardage. Not many blocks for him to get good yardage, but with him having to take this play out of the game and just sit for a minute since his helmet came off, you have to be looking to throw.
yeah. I mean, this also gives Tomas, I mean, it was a very physical run. He somehow got a gain from that, even though he was met pretty far in the backfield, but does a good job getting forward to create a gain. And all of a sudden, Portage Central is their best odds here to make a play in the red zone since the first drive. I mean, the 2 personal fouls in this second half already for St. Joe. They've come out, they're fiery, they want this win, but you can't just, that's dirty, you can't play like that. Peyton Porter makes a defender miss. Peyton Porter, he's going to get inside the 5, possibly the 2. And what was a triple option quarterback keeper makes a jukes the life out of a defender and just takes off. Mustang first down inside the 5. Portage Central looking to score for the first time since the first quarter.
That was a great fake by Peyton. By Peyton. Making something out of almost nothing. It looked like there's about 3 defenders right there, and he shook one off, and he was off.
Handoff. Pile met immediately.
Karsten Schneerstein.
Schneerstein with the tackle. Tomas Lane was back on the field for that.
No gain.
No gain. 2nd and 3.
From the 2.
With Tomas being back in the game, being 2nd and 3 on the 3-yard line, you have to look to Tomas. That pitch play they've been running all season has been working
Yeah.
perfectly for them right
That's how he
when
scored.
they're up there.
That's
They
how he
need to
scored
look
on.
for 'em.
Sorry, that's how he scored on every single play last week.
There it is.
And there it is. Tomas Lane, touchdown, Portage Central. Tomas Lane with his first score of the game, and Owen, you called it.
There's just there's barely anything you can do against that, even when you know it's coming, with 3 men starting in the backfield, one of them getting the ball and the other 2 blocking for him. It's just a nice play all around, and with Tomas's abilities, it's almost an automatic touchdown.
Tomas, 3-yard touchdown run. The Mustangs will look to kick the PAT. Missed the first one, and this one's blocked as well. So St. Joe blocks the extra point attempt, 12-6. That still leaves the door open for the Bears to just kick some field goals to tie the game.
Yeah, that's rough. If I'm Coach Enders there, with how the game's been going and how defensive have just been playing all game, I would go for the 2-point conversion. I mean, you missed the first field goal.
Yeah, this would make it 14.
You're right there on the line. Give it to one of the running backs at least, and just see what happens.
It would force St. Joe to go for 2 if they get a touchdown.
And with the kicker already going 0 for 1, maybe he's not feeling it tonight. And if you miss a 2-point conversion, it's still 12-6. So not much of a loss compared to a missed kick.
But yeah, called it. That pitch play on the outside has just been impossible to stop with Tomas's combination of power and speed. Once he has open field, you're going to have a tough job stopping him.
Last year, that was their play too. Except last year they had Devin Porter and Frank and Tomas. Just all 3 of them. All 3 could run that play perfectly.
And actually last year, Tomas Lane had one of his biggest games of the season against St. Joe. 22-0 at halftime. Come back. Tomas Lane scores the winning touchdown against St. Joe and wins Central the game. So Tomas Lane must have something for St. Joe because he loves to tear them up. But St. Joe ball. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. 2:43.
We saw Tomas do something. Now let's see if Trey can get something started for St. Joe.
Hand off. Oh, quarterback keeper. He is rocked. Matthew Lanier. He kept the ball clean, unclean handoff. Waited too long to make the decision, and the Portage Central players met him and threw him to the ground.
No gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10. Two in the backfield, 2 receivers out. Brown in motion. It's going to be a pitch. Trey McGinnis had the carry. Nothing going.
I love to see Portage Central's defense still going at it, even after the scored touchdown. Just holding it to St. Joe, giving them the rest.
3rd and 8. Big play for the Bears. Down by 6. Needing to convert here. He's got all day. Lanier makes the pass to number 45. Riley Biggins.
Matthew Lanier's pass is caught by Riley Biggins.
Confusion as if they converted or not.
That's a good look by Matthew.
32-yard line.
Got to the 32.
First down.
It's great to see Matthew be able to scramble like that and still complete a pass to an open man to gain some yards instead of sitting back in the pocket and getting sacked or throwing it away.
4th and 1 for St. Joe. Need of a play. What do they have here? Lanier. Hand off to Brown. And he is easily going to have that first down and more. Deron Brown, he's going 30, 20, 10, 5, and touchdown, Jerron Brown. What a play for the St. Joe Bears, deflating for the Mustangs. 4th and 1 on the 32. Jerron Brown makes a defender miss up the middle. He's got all day on the sidelines, no one able to catch him. He was gone.
It looks like there was multiple hands on him there at the beginning, but just many missed tackles by Portage Central led to the touchdown.
The Bears will kick the PAT. It is good. For the first time today, the St. Joe Bears have taken the lead. Portage Central all day has done so good at defending the run, defending St. Joe, and then one play can change the whole game.
And on top of that great run by St. Joe, he had so many blockers there for him at the end. There's a couple Portage Central guys there trying to get him, but just too many St. Joe guys to help him in the end zone. Brody Dunham back in the game after that rough fumble. Let's see if he can, if the ball goes to him, let's see if he can keep a hold of it this time.
Kick back off to Central. 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Boots it. And it'll be a touchback, so Central will start on the 20. And Central will look to answer after the big play touchdown, 68 yards by Jerron Brown. I was about to say, before that giant touchdown. So Portage Central all year has been a second half team. It's been clear. I think this even goes back to last year. Central often faced tough scoreboards in the first half, but resilient and often fight back. So, I mean, only down by 1 as you're trailing the first time in the game. You're going to need to show that you still have the power to win this game.
Yeah, I think Portage Central just needs to keep their head up, keep playing strong, and it's not over till it's over.
Yeah. Still a minute and a whole quarter to go. Peyton Porter carried the ball. Only a 1 yard gain. One man backfield, Peyton Porter. He's going to keep the ball. Pitch to Tomas Lane on the outside. Takes the middle. And he's going to get to about the 25. Gain of 4. Third and 5. Very manageable. End of the third quarter, St. Joe takes their first lead of the game, 13-12 on the Mustangs. We will be back after the short break. Peyton Porter under pressure. Scrambles to the right. He's got room. Peyton Porter. Athletic play. Did he get the first down? Looks like he did. Move those chains. And on that play, Peyton Porter showed off his wheels lightning quick.
It was also a great move by him. He is so shifty out there, especially with his size. He's so small. It's so easy to make those bigger guys that aren't as
agile.
Yeah, exactly. To make him miss and get more yards. And I think they should look to let Peyton run more with what he's shown tonight.
Yeah, he's pressured immediately, made something happen, jumped to get that first down. It's going to be handoff to Dingus. Solid gain of about 4.
And if you're Coach Enders here, you also have to think, okay, for a pass play, you also don't have to pass it every time. Peyton, as he's shown, he can scramble and he can run and he can throw on the move. So I think you have to also think that just because it's a pass play doesn't necessarily mean it has to be thrown in the air.
Yeah.
You can also have Peyton run it.
Or you have these pass plays. You have the running backs ready to a receiver underneath, safety option.
Exactly.
Lynch in motion, and it's going to catch the St. Joe defense off guard. Going to be offsides. Encroachment, sorry. 5-yard penalty. And Mustangs will have good field position for the second down.
That second down looks very close to the first down.
Yeah, it's actually great because you get this first down, you have a whole new set of yards.
There it is. They give him the first.
It is the first, so Mustangs have that first down. Tyler Lynch did a great job throwing the defense. Looks like someone on the line was off. Same play. Handoff to Dingus. Gain of, looks like 3.
Andrew Dingus on the carry. Tackled by 63, Matt Galladay.
Matt Galladay has a tackle. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. And Mustangs have been efficiently running the ball so far this drive. Second and 6, Porter under center, Dingus in the backfield. Lynch in motion. Porter drops back to pass. Didn't like what he was seeing, scrambles out, but he's going to be sacked. Yeah, the original play was to drop back and pass, but he was pressured immediately, tried to step up, make a play. But, I mean, good job by him to not make it a worse loss. 3rd and 8. Still very doable. I think you're Portage Central. I think you can even think about going for it on 4th down. If you get close enough on this, you don't have to throw it here for sure. Run the ball, maybe get it across the 50. You're looking at a very manageable 4th down.
I'd agree with you. I mean, good field position if they do want to go out on 4th
Porter
down.
does drop back to pass, though. Throws it up to Brody Dunham, and Brody Dunham does not make a play on the ball. Caleb Gary does a great job of locking up Brody and making a play. And it will be a 4th and 8.
On Payne's defense, it was, especially with how he was rushed and hit almost instantly after he threw it. It was a nice pass. It was put there in a reach of Brody's big wingspan. He just couldn't pull it in.
Yeah. I mean, that was going to be a tough pass to catch anyways, just because the defender, Caleb Gary, did a great job of playing the ball. But Central will have to punt.
Either way, it's nice to see Coach Enders calling some passing plays.
Yeah.
It may not worked out for them this time, but it definitely was a good option.
It getting reps in early really opens up the playbook when you get into these later moments.
I think as well it also kind of throws St. Joe off knowing that they can throw if they need to, and it's not going to be a run almost every time.
Punt by Tangeman. Hudson Lange. I failed to mention there's a sideline warning on St. Joe after that last play. So now the Mustangs and St. Joe have a sideline warning. First and 10 on the 20. St. Joe just had a 68-yard touchdown their last possession. Looking to extend their lead on the Mustangs. Handoff, but he's met at the line. Trey McGinnis, no gain. I mean, Portage Central, to be fair, they have shut down McGinnis pretty much completely. McGinnis has been getting some carries here and just nothing going. And, I mean, after that 206-yard performance, you expect him to have an insane game, but Portage Central has pretty much shut him down. But the tandem of Jerron Brown has not been so easy to shut down. Pitch to McGinnis on the outside. He's going to be out of bounds, force a third down.
Yeah, Portage Central's defense has done a great job tonight of identifying where Trey is on the field and just shutting him down, keeping him from getting 209 yards on them.
Third and 6. Another third down. Bears have done a great job of converting on third down. Lanier drops back to pass, rolls out right. Bullet, and it is incomplete. Looked like it could have been picked off. Matthew Lanier had to rifles it in, but it is nearly intercepted by Gavin Gruder. But forces the fourth down. St. Joe has to punt. And Portage Central, with 8 minutes on the clock in the fourth quarter, will have another shot at taking back the lead.
Yeah, that was great by Gavin, watching where Matthew was looking and just reading him and trying to connect with the ball.
Nearly blocked again by Tangeman, but this one going to be returned by Tyler Lynch. It's going to get past the 50, and he has the sideline, and he'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. And the Mustangs, once again, will have great field position.
There's a flag on the play.
Oh.
Looked like there's holding on Portage Central there.
That is going to push him back.
During the return, we have a block in the back, number 3. It'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
That is devastating for Portage Central. Number 3, Nick Green, had a illegal block in the back at about the 40-yard line. That's going to push him back to the 31-yard line. So what looked like it was going to be great field position almost flips the field. Peyton Porter. He's going to drop back to pass once again. Quick throw to Tomas Lane. Makes a defender miss. But he's wrapped up. Goes out of bounds.
That was a good job of Peyton staying calm, finding Tomas for the gain of yards.
Gain of 6. And all of a sudden this fourth quarter, Central not afraid to throw the ball, which is good sign to see. Playing with confidence. Handoff to Dingus. He is met immediately.
Yeah, like you were saying about throwing the ball, from what I've seen so far in this game, there's no reason they shouldn't start throwing the ball, especially with it being fourth quarter, clock running down by 1. Running just has not been working all game, so I think you got to change it up and just try it at least.
No, a good mix would be really important. 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs. Schnurstein in motion. He's going to get the snap. But he had no room, no blockers. 4th down for the Mustangs.
Schnurstein on the carry. Tackled by 0, Max Kesturkey.
4th down once again for the Mustangs. They will have to punt.
No gain. It'll be 4th down and 5.
For a lot of this fourth quarter, it just feels like the Mustangs have played with their backs against the wall, kind of scared to force a turnover that would give St. Joe great field position. Played it pretty safe so far. Hudson Lang, fair catch, 31-yard line. So basically opposite field position that the Mustangs just had. 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Bears up by 1. You're playing with the lead. You want to run out some of the clock, but you can't get too complacent because a 1-point lead is not enough. Going to be a handoff to Trey McGinnis, but he is tackled in the backfield, and Trey McGinnis has been locked down by the Mustang defense. Definitely made him a focused player to shut down.
Karsten Schnurstein just demon on defense right now. He is just all over the field tackling everyone with the ball.
Yep, the safety. Second and 12. Be a handoff again. It's going to get forward for about 2 yards. There is a man down. We'll be right back. Third and 9. Mustangs need a stop, down by 1. Fake handoff. The throw across the middle, and it is caught by number 3, Jordan Bell. Great catch.
Oh, and now he's down.
Yeah, a little bit, like maybe a sprain or something, but he looks fine. But overall, Matthew Lanier dropped back, great confidence, knew where he wanted to go. Confident pass to number 3, Jordan Bell. Tough catch. Flips the field. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper, Matthew Lanier. Good gain.
Lanier on the carry. Tackled by number 7, Josh Coleman.
Josh Coleman with the tackle. But that you needed to make a stop for the Mustangs. The last thing you want is for the Bears to drain out the clock.
Yeah, I think St. Joe right now is playing this game super smart. Keeping the plays fresh and new, running new stuff. Pass here, run there.
Yeah.
Just working it really nice right now.
I think it's a good word for it is tactical aggression. They know when to go to those plays and when they just want to run the ball. Quarterback keeper again, Matthew Lanier. And he has open room, tackled to the 21, showing off his wheels there.
On the carry, tackled by Peyton.
St. Joe's loved that play all night.
Down to the 22-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Time is ticking. 3:13 on the clock. Bears are taking their time. They don't want to give the Mustangs another shot at the ball. Matthew Lanier tried the quarterback keeper, but not that time. Josh Coleman with the tackle.
Lanier on the carry.
We have timeout. Portage Central.
Portage Central calls their first time out of the half. And with under 3 minutes, going to be second down when we come back. Mustangs going to need to stop right here, right now. They can't. Their defense or their offense is a slow, grinded out offense. They don't make a lot of big plays, quick plays. So they're going to need as much time as possible on the clock for this. Second and 10. Pitch back to McGinnis. Outside. Had a little bit of a gain, but it's going to be a short one. And it's going to be another 3rd and long. Quite possibly the biggest 3rd and long in the game. Portage Central will have to use their second timeout. That'll give them 1 left. So a stop here is important. But the issue is the St. Joe is definitely in field goal range. He has the power to make from here. And that would make it you would have to basically score a touchdown. But also if St. Joe is confident enough, they could even go for it on 4th down, which would completely shut down the Mustangs' chances. So St. Joe has a lot of options, but the Mustangs just need to stop them.
Yeah, we saw earlier in the game that Portage Central in these 3rd down conversions have been their weakness, and
Yeah.
they just need to stop it right now.
Third and 9. Mustangs defense in need of a stop. Here we go. Quarterback, Matthew Lanier. Shotgun formation. In the back. Man in motion. Who fakes the handoff. Quarterback keeper. He jumps. He doesn't look like he's going to get there. But quarterback Matthew Lanier looks to capitalize the amount of yards.
Timeout. Portage Central.
Third and final timeout for the Portage Central. 2:45 on the clock. I'm curious to see what Lakeview or St. Joe does here. Kick it would force Mustangs to get a touchdown. 4th down would pretty much shut down the game. 4th down conversion.
If I'm St. Joe here with how well my kicker's been doing, I think I would go with the safe route and kick it.
Yeah. Definitely a risk to go for that 4th down.
I mean, they have the lead now, but 1 point over a kick, I'll take the kick. But then again, if they go for it and they score a touchdown, that would be huge.
They don't even need a touchdown. They get this, take a couple of knees. Portage Central's out of timeouts. I mean, the only thing going against the kick strategy is your kicker, although he's drilled the long ones, this would be his closest look of the day, and that was the one he missed. But I think you're confident enough. But it looks like St. Joe will go for this on 4th down. A 4th down would pretty much win the game. Here we go. Snap. Jerron Brown. It's incomplete. Little bit of confusion. Trying to throw the Mustangs defense off guard. Matthew Lanier pitches it back to Jerron Brown. Looks for the end zone. Incomplete. And the Mustangs have a shot. 2:40 on the clock. They'll get the ball back. They're going to have to push the ball down the field. All they need is a field goal. St. Joe took the risky route, didn't pay off.
Great block by Nick Green right there. That might have been the game saver for Portage Central.
Yeah, gives them a shot for sure. Deflection by Nick Green. Portage Central going to need to move those chains. Porter in the backfield, immediately a flag though. Maybe a holding. Oh, it's looking like a false start for the Mustangs.
We have a legal formation on the offense. 5 in the backfield.
A legal formation for the Mustangs. They had 5 in the backfield. And the Mustangs are kicking themselves on that one. Just easy. It's just a...
Yeah,
That's
cannot
a killer.
happen. That cannot happen this late in the 4th, down by 1.
Simple mistake.
We have a legal formation. 5 in the backfield on the offense. That foul is declined. Will be 2nd down.
But the penalty is actually declined by St. Joe. They'll take the... I think that would give Central another shot at 1st down, so they just want the 2nd down and 10. So Porter out left, going to make a play on his own. He is not going to go very far, though, and it's going to be a 3rd down. I mean, everything is 4th down territory right now. You got to win this game somehow. But it is getting in desperation territory for the Mustangs. Under 2 minutes to go at McCamley Field. Peyton Porter. Quick throw to Tomas Lane. He just bobbles it, and you can't have that. Stops the clock. Going to be a 4th and 10 for the Mustangs. Need something big. Oh, Fourth and 3 for the Mustangs.
This is the game right here.
A stop for St. Joe wins them the game. Portage Central needs this 1st down to stay in the game. 1:51 on the clock. Peyton Porter in the backfield. Runs out right. Not seeing anything. Can he beat the defender? It's going to be close. Doesn't look like he got there. It's going to be up to the ref, but the ref's going to give him the 1st down. 1st down, Portage Central. Gets out of bounds, 1:44 on the clock. Great play.
There's Payne again, showing his speed and agility, getting there, getting the 1st down, not seeing anyone open and just taking it himself.
Yeah, really tough play. St. Joe looked like they had everything covered. He couldn't find anything.
Yeah, great defense by St. Joe. Honestly, it looks like Payne himself was covered pretty well there, but
yeah,
he managed to get the 1st.
Gonna take the snap once again. Throws a deep ball. but it's going to be overthrown, and St. Joe picks the ball off, and that is ball game for St. Joe. Jerron Brown dominated the Mustangs all day, and he gives them curtains.
And like we were saying earlier, it's a cold night. Great game by Peyton, but if he got those reps in game earlier, I mean, it was a tough bass, but I think he might have had a better chance of getting it there.
Yeah. That one's going to hurt him, but you're young, you make these mistakes, and you learn from them.
Yeah, knowing how Peyton is, I think he's going to let it sting, but he's going to come back to practice next week ready, and I think he's going to learn from it and just become better.
Yeah, this Mustangs team, Peyton Porter definitely play with a chip on his shoulder. St. Joe Bears take the knee. We'll have to do that a few more times, but Peyton Porter just didn't see. Everything was covered by St. Joe. Had to make something happen. Just slightly overthrown, and and St. Joe makes you pay.
Yeah, and it's been great defense shown by St. Joe all night. They shut down the run game early and almost all game, and forcing Coach Enders to start throwing it. And as soon as we started throwing it, they shut down the throw game. It's just great defense shown by them.
I think overall it's just been a great defensive game. Both teams both had interceptions. One coming at the beginning, the other one coming at the end for St. Joe. Take the knee. We got to do that one more time.
I'd agree with you, Karsten. It was two great teams playing each other, both with a chip on their shoulder, long history with each other, and it was a defensive game, battle of defense.
I think just to keep looking forward, St. Joe and Central has become one of the best games on the schedule every year. You don't know what's happening until late. Definitely brewing a rivalry for sure.
Just the matchups, everything between these two teams are so close. Even the colors, everything is just so similar, and I think that's what's making it such a rivalry game.
And it is official. Portage Central loses to St. Joe Bears 13-12. And not the way Portage Central wanted to end this game, but I think they showed great promise on defense overall. Both teams played their hearts out tonight. And thank you for tuning in to this exclusive coverage of Mustang football on the Portage Central YouTube channel, powered by PCTV. Make sure to tune in next week when the Portage Central Mustangs look for a bounce-back win against the Battle Creek Central Wildcats. For me and my partner, Owen Musialczyk, I'm Karsten Cooper, saying goodnight and go Mustangs.